Welcome back to the Engineered Angler. Today I'm working on replenishing my supply of my favorite lure, which is this fat belly lure. This is a lure I designed probably 6 or 8 years ago, and it's absolutely lethal out in the flats. Here's a couple of the latest victims. Woo. Yeah, baby. And as part of the finish on this lure, one of the things I really like about it is the chrome on the bottom, kind of going into gold on top. And my other favorite one is the chrome on the bottom and the green on top. And they're both really good. They're very productive lures, and they have that one thing in common, that is having chrome underneath the paint. And in the effort of coming up with a good method of getting a chrome finish on my lures, I've tested a ton of different products that are spray on chrome, wipe on, pen, whether it's 2-part or 1-part. And I'll go ahead and link to the playlist of pretty much everything I've ever done with a chrome or shiny finish. So I'm going to take one of my fat bellies that I've already demolded and cleaned up with sandpaper, and then I sprayed it black and coated it well with a UV clear coat, and then stuck it in the UV chamber to cure. And as soon as that's ready to go, we're going to paint one side of it with the Molotow liquid chrome, and we'll spray it on with the airbrush, and we'll spray the other side of the lure with the Spaz Stix mirror chrome product, and that'll go on with an airbrush too. We're going to see which one holds up best. I got an idea which one's going to win, but if you're interested, stick around. All right, it should be ready to go. It's been in here for a few hours. Let's see what she looks like. So you can see it has a nice shiny glass-like finish on both sides. And that's what you need if you want to get any kind of chrome finish from any kind of product. So let's go to the paint booth and get painting. All right, I wiped it down with some denatured alcohol. I mounted it on my little holder, and I buffed both sides off with this lint-free cloth. Now we just need to decide which side goes with what material and which one goes first. So no one gets any ideas that I'm trying to stack the deck. Let's flip a coin. Heads, it's Spaz Stix. Tails, it's Molotow. And it's tails. All right, this way I won't forget which is on which side. So just to give you a little bit of background, the Molotow stuff, I've tried it before. I actually gave it a shot back, I don't know, I think it's been like 3 years. Back then, what I bought was a pen or like a magic marker, and I wasn't super impressed with the finished product. Initially, it put down a pretty good chrome finish, but then it went dull pretty quickly just over time, and then when I clear coated it, it wasn't chrome at all. So when I saw that they had these refills, I realized, well, you know what, I can just put this in my airbrush and spray it, and maybe the result will be different. So let's start off with the Molotow. Before I move on, I just want to let you know that at the end of this video, I put some underwater footage of these little shrimp that we made a couple of videos ago because I had so many requests to see these little guys underwater. So stick around to the end. I think that'll do it. All right, let's hit it. All right, it looks pretty doggone good. That's a pretty shiny finish. You can see that it reflects my fingers really well. All right, I cleaned the gun, and now it's Spaz Stix time. All right, well, as of right now, of course, neither one of them is dry, but as of right now, the Molotow is winning hands down. Look at that reflective surface there compared to the Spaz Stix, which is reflective, but still kind of fuzzy looking. We'll see if the Molotow can hang on to its chrome finish. So I'm going to give this thing a few hours to really dry, and then I'll come back, buff out the Spaz Stix because that allows for a little bit of buffing, and then we'll clear coat it. All right, it's been about 3 hours. This stuff should be good and dry. I am seeing that the Molotow is dulled out just a little bit, just over time, just as it dried. Isn't quite as crisp, still pretty good, and still better than the Spaz Stix before I buff it. Let's see what happens when I buff it. Now, this is really just a wiping off of the little bit of overspray that's on there. Giving this a really light wipe down, not giving it much pressure at all. It's really improved quite a bit. I hope you can see the reflection of my fingers. I think you can clearly see those letters. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the Molotow side. Yeah, I think the reflection is a little more exact and a little less fuzzy. All right, so the next stage is protecting it best I can from the clear coat, because the clear coat always dulls the finish. But you can give it a little protection using clear floor wax. Yeah, that's nicely coated, and now I'm just going to hang it up to drip dry. All right, it's been a couple, almost 3 hours. They don't look so good. Let's get a closer look in better light. All right, so this is the Molotow side, and it still has a halfway decent reflection in it. That's not too bad. And here's the Spaz Stix side, and it still has a good reflection in it too. Not quite as crisp, I would say. They've both survived about how I expected they would. I'm going to take a photograph with this bottle reflected in it on both sides, and then this way we can put them side by side and check it. Here you can see that they both have similar reflection, but when you get the close-up shot, you can see that the Molotow on the left is just a little crisper. The one on the right, the Spaz Stix, just has a little more haze. Okay, so you saw on the photographs, there's not much of a difference. I would say that the Molotow is just slightly better. It has just a little bit more crisp, reflected image in it, but realistically, there's not a big difference between the two, and we still have to put a clear coat on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tinted clear coat and turn this gold, and then we'll see which side looks better in gold. And the idea here is to see how well it takes the clear coat and still holds that reflective surface, because if it's really reflective, it will turn completely gold with this transparent dye. All right, it's been about an hour and a half, which is more than enough. And let's take a look and see what we got. It looks like they're both equally as sort of dull, kind of a dull gold, but not horrible. I can definitely put a little bit of a paint job on this and some hooks and fish this. So just as a recap, I really think there's not enough difference to make me want to buy the Molotow stuff. It's just too expensive. Really, you get 10% improved finish for about 400% increased cost. It's not something I'm going to go out and buy again. In fact, I got to find something to do with that now. I spent 30 bucks on it. So this is the last video of the year. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been part of growing the channel, everybody who's given me thumbs up and subscribed and offered all kinds of suggestions and all kinds of criticisms that really have helped. Really, I've learned a lot. I'm trying to improve the sound quality and the video quality, the lighting. I'm really trying to improve the overall quality of the video and the content. And with the help of everybody out there, I think I'm going to be able to do a lot more next year. Thank you very much, and have a very safe and happy holiday season and a great new year. And remember, there's video footage of the shrimp underwater right after this. So be safe. Remember, the COVID thing ain't over. See you next year.